Alright guys, here we go. I'm gonna make a quick video about my boss. My boss has been really nice. Susan W has gone the extra mile, and she's finally allowed me to have access to live streaming. So when somebody does something good for me, I go out and say thank you and thumbs up, because that's important in my personal opinion. Some people might not think that it's important to thank people when they do something good for you, but I still have morals for some reason. After 40 years of people sticking it to me, I still have morals. I don't know how I do it. Most people don't know how I do it either. But anyway, I try to be nice. I try not to swear. I try. At least not on camera. What happens in the rest, is history. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But anyway, I really appreciate the work that I'm finally being able to do, because I was so tired of trying to, fit in that corporate box and getting constant pushback from every single company. Every single company was like, well, if only you had this certification, if only you did this way, if only you had that quality, then we would hire you. So then I gave up, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll make YouTube videos and be a local Google guide, so at least I can provide some factual information about stuff, right? And help the common man who's struggling just like I am. And I guess something worked out, because Google's been helping me stay and work, and YouTube, Susan W has been very nice, and she said, all right, I'll let you do what you do, and I'm grateful, and can you imagine having like a corporate boss now? Like, you'd have to sit through those really painful meetings where they show up and they pat themselves on the back, telling themselves how well they did, and everybody's really bored in the room, and they're like dozing off. I'm glad that when you work at YouTube, you don't have to worry about problems like that. It's kind of one of the benefits. of not having to worry about that, or the fact that I don't have to worry about people calling me up on the phone saying, we're tired of telling you, but your content is just so horrible. We want you to be like the other guys, the guys who flaunt their amazing, $2,000 or $3,000 computers in your face, and they have to shove that stuff in your face, and they have like the dual or triple monitors set up, and they've got fancy microphones and all that stuff. Marker reviews, please, stop making content the way you do. We don't want to see that content. We want you to flaunt your expensive stuff, so that everyone else who's, poor and trying to become a YouTuber feels small and pathetic and, like a real loser. Please do that. So luckily I don't have to have any of those calls with any of the managers, because Susan W is nice, and she doesn't do that to me. Yeah, so there's a lot of hatred for Susan W, but after all, she provides a platform so that I can come out and talk to you guys for free. That's also pretty good. I don't have to pay for that. So yeah, I don't have to flaunt my expensive equipment. I don't have to show off and brag about how rich I am. Because that doesn't really matter to YouTube, and that is a great thing. So sometimes I'll make these videos where I show people, some things, because people just bash, like hate on platforms without any basis. But and then of course I'll make videos where I do bash YouTube for the things that I don't like the way they report the stats and stuff like that, and the way that they had the dislike button and that didn't work. But you know what? YouTube actually, Susan W actually paid attention, and that pesky button was removed. And so now we're not like dinged for, you know, every troll that shows up and decides to press the dislike button or just wants to, you know, because a lot of people who do that, like they're kind of like having the envy, right? They keep seeing these YouTubers with these massive, you know, $2,000 or $4,000 computers with liquid cooling and all that stuff, and then the quadruple monitors in the background, and then these super fancy microphones that everybody's supposed to like buy themselves. And maybe, you know, they're a small YouTuber, they're just some kid, or even somebody who keeps messing up and they can't get the right amount of money to afford those things. And so when those top tech you know, YouTubers go out and flaunt all that stuff in your face, it makes the rest of us small channels feel pathetic and insecure about what we have, right? Well, not me, I don't care. I've been on social media for 15 years, and no matter what people say to me, no matter how bad they could possibly be in the comments, it doesn't really matter to me, because, you know, the kind of stuff that I have to put up in life, and the people who are closest to you sometimes will say the most disgusting and despicable things. So when someone else, you know, someone else that I don't know shows up and writes a comment that's ridiculous, it doesn't get to me at all. What gets to me is when the people that are close to you, they show up and they say the most harmful things, the most terrible things to you. That's when I get annoyed. So anything that anybody could possibly say in a comment, just like, you know, I've lived through worse experiences. I've lived through physical experiences in the flesh, where you go to a job interview and people treat you like garbage, like absolute garbage. They think you're some kind of hillbilly, or they don't like how you look for some reason, because when you have like an Egyptian looking face or whatever, they think that people may be making bombs or something, or because your name doesn't match the face that they were expecting at the interview, right? And then all of a sudden you don't get that job, not because you don't fit the company culture, not because you're not qualified, none of that, just because the guy looks weird, or he said something weird and, you know, strange or whatever, or awkward, and then they don't like you. They're like, this guy is going to be difficult when we have those gatherings of people and company parties and whatever. He's going to show up and say something awful, and then I don't know, whatever. anyway, so yeah. So if people do those things, you know, and so that's why, you know, when a company like YouTube and Google and stuff like that actually provides people like me, the rejects, the deplorables, the worst of society, an actual job to get to, and give us a purpose, then I'm going to have to say thumbs up to those companies, you know. I'm not going to tell you guys that they're bad because everyone else is calling them bad. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.